Hello, I'm Adrienne Helms, and this is my TCH 201 Service Learning Presentation for Spring Semester 2022. For my class, Computers for Human Empowerment, I joined Silver Circles to assist seniors in New York City with their technology issues. The experience was enlightening and gave me several opportunities to talk with people out of my usual age range and social circle. People in my age range, 18 to 22, who are attending college typically are not focusing on anyone who isn't on the same path. By doing service learning with Silver Circles, I was able to broaden my horizons. Like, for instance, just the orientation, I was able to talk to the organizers, and with them, I learned about kind of how it started, and there was another person who was doing the orientation, so I saw that his job was requiring him to complete service hours, and I thought that was really interesting. And I thought it was great that it just brought in so many different people, which created an opportunity for me to meet people that I had never met before. Community service is the best way to understand what it means to be human. I don't have much experience inside of my family working with seniors. Of course, I'm pretty used to talking to my grandparents, and I guess they wouldn't like to hear it, but my parents are past their mid-50s, so perhaps they're also seniors, but I definitely don't have much experience. Um, Working with seniors, most of my experience comes with working with the preteen age. So this is a much different dialect for sure. It was just about understanding how I can be the most clear to them, just as it was when I was working with, pardon me, preteens. Because the way, you talk to an 11-year-old is going to be a lot different than someone you talk to who's in their 70s. Community service is always to help someone or the community in general, which is a goal that attracts many different groups of people. With so many different groups all coming together to improve life, relationships are able to form that may not have at work or school. I cannot really imagine a situation outside of Silver Circles or another senior assistant program where I would meet an older woman living in New York City. I really don't. When I'm in college, I really just meet my professors and those who go to class with me. So it really opened up the doors to new experiences. Additional volunteering hours. I accumulated most of my volunteering hours with tutorial videos explaining how to use internet features as well as information on various technologies. So for example, I did a video on how to sign up for Gmail, and I explained what makes a good password and why you need to do certain you need to fill out certain parts of the form. What else did I do? I explained the basics of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and what it means to do various things on those apps. And with TikTok, I showed examples of videos because the TikToks they're outside of Vine, which doesn't really exist anymore except on YouTube. The format of TikTok is relatively new. So I felt like examples of the actual media were important. So that definitely, making these videos really strengthened my teaching skills and gained confidence when recording myself present. At first recording, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to really watch myself say all this stuff about technology. I really don't like to, I'm not, I guess, probably not the most confident person. So it was definitely just getting over seeing myself and understanding that what I'm doing is more important than, personal perceptions of myself. Also, I'm going to become a teacher. So, and there's probably going to be likely times where I have to teach online. not necessarily because of COVID, but because teaching online makes it a lot more accessible. And and there's always going to be opportunities where online things are an opportunity in the future. So being able to do this online and through Zoom has really just strengthened my confidence, made me feel better, stronger, really capable. Like I have experience being on Zoom, of course, with my classmates and with the volunteering I did with preteens in high school. But that was a completely different thing because they're my colleagues, basically. And when you're a teacher, it's a little bit different, or when you're trying to explain something to an audience of zero, it it's definitely a different feeling. So it was great to have this experience before I'm already doing this for, let's say, like a job or something. Yeah, I also really learned a lot about how different social media platforms work, like algorithms, and I didn't really understand how LinkedIn works, given that I'm only 19 and I haven't really had to create a career portfolio for myself. I will soon, and now I know how to do it. I had no idea anything about LinkedIn outside of things that my mom has like shown me on hers many years ago when she was setting up her business. So it was definitely it was different, and I don't really have a business perspective. I have a 19-year-old's perspective. So learning about something that wasn't really made for me was really enlightening. Um yes, and I just gained a lot of confidence and tech knowledge and I just confidence over virtual presentations. What I learned. I have always generally understood that accessibility for all is the only way to fully progress as a society. Accessibility helps me. I struggle with auditory processing. I'm deaf in my left ear and I have most of my hearing in my right, so I have always depended on subtitles and like lectures with like the words in the background just so I can follow along because just hearing something for me is not enough. So I've always had like a grasp that like making things accessible is really important. But now I understand that it's so much more than elevators and subtitles. It means one-on-one meetings. What else? Just like, re-explaining things, using different words, just taking different approaches to things. Just because something has been done the same for years doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. So keeping an open mind with accessibility is really important. And I feel like the more accessible life is, the more success we're going to have at life. I feel like there's a lot of times where people miss opportunities that they were totally capable of succeeding in, but they weren't accessible. Just the way like schedules or just the general, like there's people that have sensory issues, so like a convention might not be suitable, or just having accommodations can really help people succeed. And the way to progress as a society is to make it equal, like an equal opportunity to succeed in life. Often when there is any learning gap, it is best to avoid complicating the situation with high-tech solutions and instead use one-on-one activities and conversations. This is what I really learned with Miss Tabat, my client with Silver Circles. With her, it was just, of course, we weren't actually able to meet, but we did have several phone calls. And it wasn't about, fixing the problem right away. It was, she wanted a conversation. It wasn't going to be, okay, hi, Mr. Ba, it's Adrian. Um, you know, I'll see you then. It was going to be, how are you? It's creating a conversation. It's adding humanity to help. And then yes, kindness, empathy, and patience are key to moving forward in life. And this is just really important to me. I feel like the best experience I had with difficult situations are when everybody was as patient as they could be. There are times where things have gone wrong with me, technology-wise, personal issues, and when others were patient with me and I was able to be patient with myself, everything was able to go on smoothly, and I was able to continue. But when there wasn't much kindness or empathy or patience, there's a struggle. So it's just really important for me to take into consideration that if I'm working with students, to be as kind and as empathetic and as patient as possible, because my goal isn't to win teaching, it's to help them learn. And so it's just taking the patience to make accommodations and empathy to understand the situation and kindness when like hearing about the difficulties that others are experiencing. It's just about being open-minded and well-rounded. Thank you.